I'm going to do this reading a little differently. You might be familiar with my pick a card readings that I've done. This time I'm going to try it through recording, see what comes out, and we'll see if it works. Okay. So I'm going to just lay out the cards with the crystals and just really take a deep breath. Think about, in relation to love, I asked, what do you need to know in order to invoke your soulmate or attract them to you or bring that positive energy into your life? So I'm just going to lower it more towards the cards so you can pick them. Okay. So we have the first one. I guess I'll be going right to left, or left to right, I'm not sure. So keep wanting to slide off. So the first one is rose quartz. Second one is quoxolite. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. And then third one is the cherry quartz. Both of these are heart-shaped. And this is just the tumbled rose quartz. So whichever one you're most drawn to, just go ahead, take a deep breath, and see which one you're most attracted to. Okay, I'll give you a minute, or less than a minute. Okay, so let's start from rose quartz first. So move these out of the way to give them room. So we have first card, Six of Wands. So this is definitely a time of transformation for you. It's interesting that they have the butterfly here because I personally have been seeing lots of butterflies lately. So if you've also been seeing butterflies, maybe that's a sign that you're going through some kind of change or evolution. If you were previously in kind of the sticks or in a dark area of your life where you felt kind of trapped, you're now realizing that even though you might be part of your own problem, you're also part of your own solution. So kind of taking charge and authority and responsibility for your actions, and you can only control yourself. So the fact that you're recognizing that and taking positive action and change towards that definitely seems like the first step to not only just attracting a soulmate, but just bettering your life as a whole. Next we have strength. As you see, we have the sun, the infinity sign, Leo, rose. Strength card can mean many things. It can mean personal strength, so like maybe going to the gym, but it could also mean emotional and mental strength, which sometimes is a lot harder to attain, because I know the hardest part of the workout isn't necessarily the workout itself, but getting there and maintaining it and not falling into like failure mentality, and just realizing you're there and you're strong and you have to start somewhere and you're growing as a person, and to not listen to those negative thoughts, those naysayers, and oftentimes we're our own worst enemy. So just kind of mastering yourself, your soul, your emotions. Confidence is a great quality. It's one of the sexiest qualities, in my opinion. So if you're really confident in yourself and you're just glowing, you know, the sun is attracted to you, you might be tanning, I don't know, and just kind of feeling yourself a little bit, that definitely will bring in whoever you're meant to be with. And then we have Four of Pentacles. So even though you might not be as rich as you might want to be, you're where you're meant to be for this time. So this isn't permanent. In the future you might get more money. So maybe focusing on your finances, making sure you have that stability, and also remembering to rely on others in your network, your family, your friends, not necessarily as dependency, but just kind of networking, and maybe through your friends you're going to find that soulmate, or they'll connect you with someone that you're meant to be with, possibly. But definitely the change and transformation and the owning into your own power and your strength, for sure, those I would definitely recommend would attract your soulmate. And that's basically common sense, but especially for you if you've been kind of going through it recently, like, oh, these people, they don't see my worth or my value, and I don't feel like I need to convince them of my worth and value, because I know I have the pentacles, I have the intrinsic value, even though I don't see the money right away. That confidence is going to get you places, so just keep going. Don't worry so much about the past, because you're going to evolve into this beautiful butterfly. So definitely don't lose heart, and maybe keep in contact with your friends. You might meet them at a party or a function, or even randomly, like, oh hey, my friend Jill or John came by, wanted to introduce you to, or just anything, maybe a work function. So just be aware of that. Second one. First card is the Moon card. So this could be getting in touch with your feelings, working on yourself either through therapy or just self-reflection. If you're not normally into your feelings, maybe getting in touch with that side of yourself. Or if you are a very sensitive person, not hiding that, keeping it to yourself to protect yourself, which is a very Cancer trait. So if you're a Cancer, you got to work on that. I also have Cancer rising, so I kind of relate. I don't usually share a lot with people when I first meet them, and sometimes even people close to me, but it's important that you share how you're feeling, any secrets or things that you feel like, oh, they're not going to accept me if I share this with them, or they're going to run away, or it's that dark side of yourself that you don't think anyone's going to love or appreciate. Oftentimes that's the most interesting parts of our personality. And whoever's with you will also have kind of a shadow side, but it will complement yours and will encourage you to grow, because you need both light and dark, since, without one, you can't see the other, really. You would need that contrast. So definitely think of that. Maybe taking a hike or a walk. Maybe not at night, because that might be dangerous, but just if you have camping trips set up, or you're thinking of doing like a meditation or a retreat, that might be where you might find clarity and possibly even your soulmate. Justice. So maybe this is karmic, so you may have to go through something that kind of opens your eyes to any patterns that you've been having in your relationships. So say, you always, this is terrible to say, but maybe you always get cheated on, or there's always a third-party situation, or they always flake out on you, or you always give more than the other person, or they always give more than you and you feel unfulfilled, like, well, I'm never getting the equal amount that I get or that I give. Kind of learning that lesson and being a fair person. So if you kind of cut people off and you don't give them a chance and get to know them as a person, like, oh, well, I could never be with that person. Maybe being more fair-minded. Not saying you have to give everyone that you dislike a chance, but if it's something that you recognize something in them that you don't have, that you like, that might be a sign that possibly they're a soulmate. And then they might like cats. Or you might see cats before you see your soulmate. I know that's super cheesy, but I mean, it's possible. So definitely think about that. Any area in your life where you're unfair, or maybe you're super strict and like black and white about something. Maybe it's not so black and white. There's always, that gray area. Last card, Father of Swords. So they could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They might be very cold appearing and analytical, and you might be intimidated by them, or they might be intimidated by you. But just know that even though there's that strategic, fierce, warlike side to them or to you, they're that way because they have to be. And really, even though they're ruled by the world of thoughts and messages, that they do have a very soft heart deep down, behind the shell warrior-like exterior, behind their armor. But just kind of getting to know them, and this might be you getting in touch with your feelings, or you might help them get in touch with their feelings. But yeah, that might be who you meet as your soulmate, or you might need to be more this way. So you might need to be more direct in your communication with them, not put up with any bullshit, because that will weed out the people that are not meant for you. Last but not least, number 3. Ooh, so we have 5 of Swords. So that is known as kind of the self-sabotage card, because you see it's basically cut itself in half. So be really careful on how you talk to yourself and to others, but more to yourself, because if you say, well, they could never like me, or could never be attracted to me, or, oh, I bet he's cheating on you, like you talking to yourself, or she's cheating on me, or I bet she's not even interested, or I bet she's shallow, or anything that's bringing down you or the other person in the relationship, or just kind of limiting your potential prospects, or playing games, anything that would hinder that moving forward. Be careful with that, because for sure that will not get you your soulmate. And then we have Son of Wands. So this could be you or someone that you meet. It could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sag. It could be someone very charismatic, or you're being very charismatic. You have kind of a silver tongue, very witty. You have banter with that person, and they're attracted to that. You have magnetism. But definitely be careful in case they are not what they seem like. So just kind of don't be so fooled by their glamour on the outside, because you never know. They might be planning something or have ulterior motives. But definitely, if this is an energy you're embodying, this is very positive, because you should be, radiating charisma and magnetism and energy and wit and not superiority, but extreme confidence, because that will bring in those people. Kind of like with the Strength card, except this is more like on your public persona, how you come off, versus Strength being more an inner thing. This is more on how you come off to people. So being more friendly, smiling, laughing, just being very personable might get you that soulmate. And then last we have 7 of Pentacles. So this is a lot of hard work. So maybe it'll take you a lot of hard inner work to get to your soulmate. It's funny, because I recently told someone that if you do want to find a soulmate, and I've heard this before from dating coaches and other psychics, you have to work on yourself first before you can start a relationship. Or if you want to date again, or you're just ready to settle down and commit, you really need to commit to yourself. You need to read those self-help books, go to the gym, eat healthier, take better care of yourself, because that will be a reflection of how you treat the other person, but also how you treat yourself while you're in that relationship. Because if you're not taking good care of yourself now, what makes you think you're going to take better care of yourself when you're in a relationship? I mean, some people, they've done it, but just it's better to start in and then work outward. But yeah, it can take work. And if you're in a relationship, you know, it takes work. It's not easy. It can be passionate, it can be stimulating, but if you don't have that foundation, then, you know, you'll have other external or internal things shaking up that foundation, and all that hard work will go to waste, and we don't want that. So definitely, if you're going to couples therapy or therapy for yourself or personal trainers, what have you, definitely work on that, work on yourself, be a vibrant personality, and try not to listen to those demons, inner demons inside that are saying it won't work out, or you're not great enough as you are and you have to change yourself. So let me just recap. So third one, basically a lot of hard inner work, being a charismatic person, friendly with other people. Second one, oh, and this is possibly a fire sign in your life. This is possibly an air sign in your life. Working through being fair with others and looking at your past relationship patterns. If you have maybe not made the best choices or other people haven't made the best choices towards you, really analyze that, because it does take two to tango. What have you been giving off that causes that to keep happening? And then getting in tune with your emotions, or having that other person get in tune with their emotions. So if you have met someone that is very emotional, kind of supporting them through that, or if they're a little blocked off, just helping them through that, or helping yourself go through that. Definitely therapy for sure. But yeah, you might meet them through camping or any spiritual retreat. And then this first one again, basically focusing on your pentacles, your financial work, building your confidence, your mastering your emotions, and really transforming into the person you're meant to be to attract that person. So thank you. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and this should be posted soon. Thanks.